The March 9th, 2023 meeting of the Social Circle Board of Education is called to order. First item on our agenda is prayer, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. I would like to ask all who would like to please stand with me as we pray the Lord's Prayer together and recite the Pledge of Allegiance. Thank you. Remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance. Next, we have the approval of our agenda. Dr. Brewer, are there any changes? If there are no changes, do I have a motion to accept the agenda as presented? So moved. Do I have a second?
I second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Anyone opposed, please say aye. The agenda is approved unanimously. Next, we have board comments. I want to tell you something. This is great. I'm blown away by the support this community continues to show our students. And having said that, you deserve a hand from everybody. Come on.
That's right.
Thank you so much for being here. You're always welcome here. And you picked a good night to come. One of the things we're doing tonight is we've had a board member who's ill, who's been forced to resign. And that district has, until the end of this year, this calendar year, that's how much of the term is left. And so tonight, the board is going to nominate and vote on someone to replace Mr. Michael O'Connor as District 1 representative in the Social Circle Board of Education. And you should know we used a process to do this, whereby we sought applications and resumes, set a criteria, and we went over all that. And tonight we're going to see who we feel meets the criteria best to serve District 1 for the Social Circle Board of Education. So having said that, do I have any nominations for District 1 representative for the Social Circle Board of Education?
I move we nominate Ms. Amber McKibben.
Amber McKibben has been nominated. Do I have a second for that nomination?
I second.
There's a second. Are there any other nominations? Hearing none, we have Amber McKibben nominated to serve the remainder of the term for District 1. Any discussion? All those in favor of Amber McKibben, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed, please say aye. Amber McKibben is hereby appointed as District 1 representative for the Social Circle Board of Education. Congratulations, Amber. Now I'd like to ask Amber and Judge Candy to come up and we'll have a swearing-in ceremony, and then Amber will join us in her seat as District 1 representative.
And while they approach the podium, we would like to point out that we're very fortunate to have Judge McKinney here with us today. She is a graduate of the Social Circle City Schools, and she is actually a judge for the Alcovey District here out of Newton County. And we are so proud of her as a graduate, and she was very excited to get to have the opportunity to come in and swear in a fellow graduate, Ms. Amber McKinney.
Yes, indeed. Good evening, everyone. Let me just say, class of 1991, best class ever. very excited to swear in Ms. Amber McKibben. She and I were classmates for Leadership Walton, and she graduated with my brother, who's also a graduate of the Central Circle school system. And so I'm just very, very proud of her. From the moment I met her, I saw leadership potential, so I'm very pleased that you asked me to be a part of your ceremony. So with that, I'm going to get you to raise your right hand, and I will read to you your oath. I, Amber McKibben, do solemnly swear or affirm that I will truly perform the duties of local school board member of the Social Circle City School System to the best of my ability. I do further swear or affirm that I am not the holder of any unaccounted for public money due to this state or any political subdivision or authority thereof. That I am not the holder of any office of trust under the government of the United States, any other state, or any foreign state which I am, by the laws of the state of Georgia, prohibited from holding. That I am otherwise qualified to hold said office according to the Constitution and the laws of Georgia, and that I will support the Constitution of the United States and of this state. If you can do that, please say I will.
I will.
Thank you, Judge McKinney. Welcome, ma'am. The only other board comment I have tonight is, you'll notice later in the agenda, there's a break set up. And so we would ask all those here to please stay at least the break so that we can celebrate our students appropriately and be respectful for all those being recognized tonight. But when the break comes, and after that, you're free to leave if you want. Thanks for staying with us. And having said that, we'll go to the next item on our agenda, which is Superintendent's Report. And this over to Dr. Woodard.
Thank you, Chairman Callahan. March is Board Appreciation Month, and we are certainly very grateful for the tireless work of this governance team. They are dedicated to our work to improve the lives and the opportunities for each of our students here in the Social Circle. And they give lots of time and lots of energy and lots of love to our district, and we're really blessed to have them here and excited to welcome Ms. McKibben to join this governance group. And I'd like to recognize each board member, beginning with the longest serving board member, Randy Carruthers. Randy began serving on the board in 1998, 25 years ago. He and his wife Kitty live in Jersey, and Randy is a representative of our Zone 5 district. Randy has 3 children who all graduated from the Social Circle City Schools. John Callahan, our board chair, has served on the board for 11 years. He and his wife Lisa have 2 girls who have graduated from the Social Circle City Schools. Luana Bell, also appointed as a Zone 5 representative. She's been heavily involved in the Social Circle City Schools since her daughter Azaria attended school here. She was appointed to the school board in 2014, which is 9 years ago. And if she's not busy refereeing high school basketball or running the clock for a football game, then you can find her competing with her amateur slow pitch softball team. Our District 2 representative is Mr. Rico Jackson. He's been serving on the board since 2018, so for 5 years. He's a lifelong resident of Social Circle and a 1992 graduate of Social Circle High. So Judge McKinney would have a couple people on this group that would argue about whether 1991 or 1992 was the best graduate. But Mr. Jackson is employed locally by Standard Color Corps, and he's very active in his church as well. He and his wife Angela have 1 daughter and 2 grandsons. Our board vice chair and district court representative is Ms. Sabrina Sanford Flint, and she's been serving on the board since 2018, so for 5 years. She's also the 1992 graduate of the Social Circle High School, and she's worked for nearly 23 years with the Department of Family and Children's Services. She is dedicated to the community McKinney Social Circle. She volunteers with her church and various local organizations. Sabrina and her husband Russell have 3 sons. And one of the amazing things that Ms. Sanford Flint does is that she helps the booster clubs for all sorts of athletic teams, but especially for our basketball team that we'll be recognizing tonight. And Ms. Sanford Flint does not have a child on the basketball team, but her family makes it to all of the games, and she puts a tremendous amount of time and energy and patience into making sure that they always have access to the funds that they need in order to be successful. And we know that's not easy. Thank you so much. And we also have a retired educator, Mr. Steve Trantham, and he ran for the board in 2020. So he's been with us for 3 years on the board, and he's a representative of District 3. In an effort to continue serving the students of Social Circle, he constantly engages with our students here in the high school through math tutoring and conversations regarding great opportunities for students to work in our local industries after high school. He and his wife, Kathy, have 2 sons and 5 grandchildren. And we appreciate his team very much. Our students in each school have planned some great treats for them, which you saw when we first walked in. We had moved them off of the table so we could actually have a chance to see the board members. But we appreciate all the time and energy that our students put into making really nice cards and the banners and posters that run along the front of the stage. We truly wouldn't be in the position that we're in as a system without all of their help and support. So would you all join me in thanking our board members? And next, I'd like to give you some more information about some of the exciting things that we're working on here in Social Circle to make sure that we are continuing to improve the education that your children are receiving. And I'd like to introduce our guest to our new Assistant Superintendent, Ms. Jennifer Chatham. Ms. Chatham, will you join us at the podium? Ms. Chatham is going to share remarks regarding our work to develop a portrait of a graduate. This reflects our continuous efforts to ensure that every child in our schools receives an excellent and equitable education. This education will continue to prepare them for success in the careers that they'll explore in the future, many careers that most of us can't even imagine. Thank you, Ms. Chatham.
Yes, ma'am, thank you. Good evening, Mr. Chairman, members of the board, and Superintendent Dr. Brewer. Thank you for the opportunity to share this update on our continued improvement processes and development of our portrait of a graduate. It is my pleasure to welcome Dr. Jenny Welch, our partner with the Georgia Leadership Institute for School Improvement, who is with us right now, and also joining us shortly will be Faith Castellano. Our work with Lizzie began when they supported us in developing our strategic plan, and they continue to partner with us to ensure that we meet the expectations of that document. In short, they help us to focus on the right work and help us get better at that each and every day. Welcome, Dr. Welch.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening to the Board of Directors. Thank you for having me this evening. And I just want to say, I get to travel all over the state of Georgia, but the word that keeps coming up tonight from the time I walked in the door, and it's true every time that I'm here, is the word team. I know you all have your wrestling team here, but even hearing your Board of Directors refer to as a team, you have such pride of place, and this is such a special place for us to be able to do our work and to partner with Dr. Brewer and her team. If you don't know who BLISSY is, we are a nonprofit organization that really exists to do exactly what Ms. Cheatham said. We exist to help develop more meaningful and enriching learning experiences for your children and for our communities. And it has been an absolute pleasure to do that work here in Social Circle for several years. We were invited at the beginning of the school year to really help develop a foundational document that would really capture not just what it is that you all want your students to know, but some of the critical skills and competencies that you want them to be able to demonstrate, what it is that you want them to be able to do. And so some of you may have been in a meeting with us at the beginning of the school year. Others may have been on advisory panels. We had a chance to spend lots of time with your amazing students, elementary, middle, and high school students, both in enriching activities together with lots of them, and also with several of your students sitting around a table with adults, with teachers and principals and parents and community leaders. And again, it just goes without saying, y'all are a very special community with very special students. I do want to direct your attention to the slide with all of the beautiful blue bars to just say this interest that your community had in developing a picture of the critical skills that you want your graduates to leave here with is really proactive. It's a really innovative and thoughtful way to approach your work. You are not alone. There are many districts around the state of Georgia who are doing similar work. And it's really fueled by these charts. You can see behind me where those red bars are, that when you're looking at the highest wage jobs that are available for your students when they graduate, they often require self-leadership skills and higher cognitive skills like critical thinking and collaboration and creativity and ingenuity. And those are the kinds of things that your school system is thinking about creating space for in the classroom. And you're already doing an amazing job, as evidenced by your amazing students. This portrait is a way to have a shared common understanding of what you're driving toward as educators. I also prepared a video that really features one of your very own. If you all know Fire Chief Andrew Dykes, he served on the design team and really helped to bring into life the vision of this portrait that you'll hear a little bit more about in a minute. And so I think we're going to play that video now for y'all, and you can hear directly from him.
The fire service and public safety as a whole is a very non-traditional work environment. Yes, we come to work at a fire station, but it's not an office job, it's not a desk job, and every day comes with unknown challenges. My name is Andrew Dykes, and I'm the fire chief of the City of Monroe Fire Group. I actually moved to Social Circle. My dad was a minister. We moved there when I was 14. Because I was there from 14 through 18, that's what I most closely associated as being home. That's where I chose to come back and reside. I feel like the Social Circle school system is so small, so personal, having experienced both public and private school education myself growing up, I really feel like you get the benefits of kind of both worlds because it's really more of an individualized education. When I'm walking around town and the superintendent comes up and knows all of us by name and asks us how Eli's doing in school, or when Ms. Favors' principal comes up and knows Eli by name and how he's progressing, those are intangibles. Before we can ever address a problem, we have to admit that there's a problem. Now, if our current design outcomes are meeting the workforce needs, then something needs to change, and we need to revisit that to make sure that when they're spending 13 years of their life in school, that piece of paper is more than a piece of paper. It says that they come out and they're marketable, whether they choose to go post-secondary education or whether they choose to go directly in the workforce. Because I think one of the issues that we're seeing now is that the traditional educational path that most of us experienced was we're taught information, we memorize it, we regurgitate it per se on an examination, and that's the end of it. Well, now everyone above 5th grade or so is carrying around every bit of information that they could possibly want in the palm of their hand with a phone. But how do we get that information from being in the palm of our hand to being useful? And you see this with students that are really good, called book smarts. It's great, they can quote you every statistic out of the book, but then there's that gap actually being able to apply to a patient and present that with those signs and symptoms or that condition. We have others that are really great at the hands-on, but don't do well on the tests. And so how do we get the best of both worlds okay, that's great, you scored really well on this test, but at the end of the day, what does that mean? Did you actually gain some type of real-world experience or real-world asset that you can use in the future? We're able to collaborate with not only students, but educators, staff members, and parents, and community members. I think that's great because you're getting every perspective. And I think we need to look at the big picture again. Let's not settle for failure.
So again, just want to thank your entire community who participated in sharing insights very similar to the ones that you just heard from Chief Dykes. As we did this work, we spoke to 321 folks from your community, including students, educators, and community leaders. And I just want to share a quote from a student who served on our design team, Miss Emberly Day, who's not here tonight, I don't believe, but just an absolute delight. But she shared that helping to create this portrait and being a part of this work meant a lot to her because other students are normally chosen over her for things like this. And it just meant the world to her that she was picked to participate. And I just want to say, as much as she felt some gratitude for being a part of this process, her voice and the voices of your other students and sharing what their experience of school is and what they hope it will be for the futures they imagine for themselves was really the sort of the crown jewel of the experience and the insights that we gathered. Before I turn it back over to Mrs. Cheatham, I do want to just share a little bit about how we arrived at the resulting portrait. We talked to a lot of folks, and then we pulled a lot of data together, and we sat around a table multiple times over about 4 or 5 months to really pressure test the ideas that folks were coming up with in the room to make sure we were really kicking the tires and making sure that the final portrait represented all of the many voices that we gathered through this process. So I'm going to turn it back over now to your district leadership. I want to thank you on behalf of Lizzie for trusting us to participate in this as facilitators. But y'all have just an amazing leadership team, an amazing board, and you're in wonderful hands. So I'm going to turn it back over now. Thank you again.
Thank you, Dr. Welch. We are greatly appreciative of all of your work to support the children and staff in our community. So just to share a little bit about what our portrait of a graduate is, it is really our North Star. This will be the basis of all of our work, and again, it aligns closely with our strategic plan. But you can see the graphic in front of you, and what you see there are really 6 competencies that we truly want to empower our students with. And so, starting at the top, we have compassionate communicator, which means writing, speaking, and listening to understand. We want our students to be creative problem solvers. We want them to be resilient, self-directed, innovative, reflective, and observant. We also want our students to graduate being critical thinkers, meaning that they can construct views through exploration and discovery, they can analyze and interpret information, and they can apply reason and logic. Next, we want our students to be empathetic collaborators, meaning that they seek to know others. They are respectful, they are constructive, and they know how to be teammates. We also want our students to graduate as global citizens, meaning that they are civic-minded, globally aware, and community leaders. And finally, we want our students to be life literate, meaning that they have financial literacy, they have leadership of themselves and others, and they are tech and media savvy. So again, this is what we hope for each and every child who graduates from Social Circle City Schools. And that leads me to our next steps. So what do we do now? What happens next? So what happens next is that we use this portrait of a graduate as a foundation for all decisions that we make, whether it's curriculum or instructional design choices. We have to make this the forefront of our work. We want it to be visible in everything that we do, so we will see this graphic and we will come back to it at all times in all of our work. And then we also want to make sure that we check ourselves, our plans, our actions, and our progress against this portrait of a graduate. Are we staying true to what we said we wanted to do and what we wanted to provide for our children in Social Circle? Dr. Brewer?
Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Jean, and thank you also, Dr. Welch. We appreciate it. And I really applaud the efforts of our students and our staff members and our families who came in and participated with us. We had the pleasure of working with the GLSSI team when we created our strategic plan 3 years ago, the 5-year strategic plan, and this was a very logical next step at this point in our strategic plan, and we're looking forward to the ways that we're going to continue to improve. When we were meeting with students at the different schools, we were so excited to hear as we were talking with them about what they really wanted to be when they grew up. And one of the things that they mentioned at all levels is that they wanted more information about finances. We even heard the word taxes at every level. Even the elementary students said, our parents are talking about taxes all the time and we don't understand them. So we've already talked with our staff members at each level and said, let's make sure that we're spending more time talking about this because the kids are asking for this information. So what we're promising and committing to you is that we're going to teach the state standards and we're going to teach these really great skills that we know that your students need in order to be successful. And I also want to note that many of our students learn a lot of these life skills by participating on our athletic teams. Our athletic teams are a great way for students to learn leadership skills and self-control skills and also being able to be excellent collaborators. So I know that you guys are already on the right path and we are very excited about getting the opportunity to recognize you. So I would like to welcome Coach Prater to the podium next. Coach Prater, please tell us about all these fine young folks and their wonderful parents.
Yes, ma'am, thank you. I'd like to start off and say this. Some of you guys may wake up a little tired in the morning, maybe a little thirsty out there. Circle Nutrition as a drink. It's called the Legend. And if you wake up tomorrow and you're thirsty, I just heard it's pretty good, you may want to go get it. Just saying. Great competition, this guy. Great community. Everything everybody says, so true. I want to thank the Board of Education for honoring us tonight and also everything that they do to support athletics. And the facilities that we have are second to none. We have such a great thing here at Social Circle. I want to thank my administration, athletic director, the community, all the support that we get for all sports, including wrestling. I want to take a moment to acknowledge all the sports programs right now. The success we've had last year, this year is just getting better and better. And that doesn't just happen by chance. That's hard work from parents, kids, administration, Board of Education. It takes everybody, it takes the community. So Social Circle is the best place to be, bar none. Anybody that knows me knows I'm big on first accomplishments. Who's the first one to do it, whatever. Just want to take a moment. 1970 track team, first team to ever win a state title, the Social Circle. So I'm proud of those guys and what they've accomplished. Moving on from that, I know we won a state title after that, but then softball, first female sport to win a state title. I want to recognize them, and also our soccer team that won state recently as well. A lot of great things going on in the circle. So excited. I will say this, today, what we're recognizing is not a team, it is a program. And I will tell you this, before I came to Social Circle, I had big dreams and big visions, but they weren't big enough. They weren't big enough. So new goals and new dreams are having to be created. You have your primary, elementary team, middle school team, and high school team all being recognized for their accomplishments tonight. And that is a program. I did want to create a program. And that has happened. And what has been achieved is beyond what I could have ever imagined. I dream too small. But I'm excited about what's happening. All this didn't happen by chance. It took a team effort. It took a team effort. You'll hear me talk about the wrestlers as I go over them and the champions, but also the kids that placed at state, all the state placers that are on these teams from primary all the way up to high school. They're a part of the success we're going to talk about. It didn't just happen with individual champions. It took all those kids placing. And sometimes, and many times, it doesn't even come to that. It's also the kids in the room that maybe don't make the podium, that are on the team, maybe don't make the lineup. But iron sharpens iron, and everybody in this program is important. And you've got to know that and trust that. That's where the success comes. What we celebrate here today happened in our wrestling room. It happened in practice. We worked for it, and we earned it, and we got it. What I want to do now is talk a little bit about the coaches all at once before I start doing introductions and calling people up. I learned at a very early age in my life, if you want to be successful, you surround yourself with people that are better than you. And I've done that. And it's made me better. It's made me a better coach, and it's created a lot of success. All these coaches that you're going to see come up here pour into these kids immensely, so much. They love these kids, they care about these kids, and not just in athletics, but also in their life. We're all rowing in the same direction. There's no ego in this thing. We all are on the same mission and the same goal, and that's to make Social Circle better. And that's the pride that we have. So from our primary, elementary, middle, and high school coaches, just know this. These guys are great people. And they work so hard. And they work with kids all the way from 5 years old, all the way up till they're 18. And we still keep connection with them when they go to college. It's lifelong friendships that we've created. I'm so happy to be a part of this program. And that's exactly what it is. At this point, I want to go ahead and call up our primary and elementary school coaches. If you'll just come up here and stand, guys. If I could have Coach Robert Klein. Coach Andy Gallup. And Coach Marcus Griggs. At this time, we'll go ahead and recognize our individual state champions for primary and elementary school. If we could have Casey Morris, state champion. Luke Otten, state champion. Dakota Powell, a lot of people probably don't know this occurs at elementary and primary school level, okay? And what these guys accomplish is awesome, something to be celebrated. So proud of them. Look forward to getting my hands on them one day when they come in high school, and this is what it's all about. If I could get the state championship team to come on down, let's go, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, your USA dual and traditional team state wrestling champion.
Good job, boys!
Now, if I could have my middle school coaches, Coach William Wells and Coach Henry Klein. And moving on to our middle school state champions. Up first, Cohen Hargrove. State champion. Actually, Cohen is a multiple-time state champion. 5 or 6? 4, 5? Ms. Hargrove says 5. 5 times state champion right here, ladies and gentlemen. James Sievers. James is also a 2-time state champion. And if we could have our middle school state championship team, please come on down, guys. Let's go. Running out of room. Ladies and gentlemen, your middle school USA dual and traditional team state wrestling champion. Moving on to our high school team. Something that has been started with GHSA for wrestling, the Georgia Wrestling Coaches Association, is they are now recognizing academic all-state. And I will tell you that our goal is we want to win academically. We want to be on top. We're fighting, we're climbing our way up the podium. We finished 5th last year in Class A, and we're moving up the podium. This year we finished 3rd in academic all-state with a team GPA of 3.59, which included 5 academic all-state winners. So just want to throw that in there. Our freshman team competed after our season in freshman state. I want to recognize these guys first. Not only did they wrestle, individually do well, but they also won the freshman team state title to USA. But if I could have Coach Klein's, plural, Emery and Robert, please come on down. That's all we're gonna say. And this included also 3 state champions. If I could have state champion Loudon Etheridge. State champion Dane Kraft. And state champion Kel Prater. As freshman state champions, that's who you have before you. Proud of these guys. Moving on, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to call up the rest of the coaches. My high school coaches, please come down. Coach Roger Strom. Todd Cheney. I also want my middle school coaches and my USA primary and elementary school coaches, all the coaches. I want you all up here, guys. Let's go. Let's go. Something else that we added to our team this year, and it's been a blessing, is we have a spiritual coach on our team, and that's with Mitchell Thompson. He's been a great addition to our program, and he's served in a lot of roles for our kids. And I'm so thankful to have that in this community and for our program. A former wrestler coming out of college and has a lot to offer to our program. Very thankful for him. Moving on to our individual high school state champions. Two-time state champion, Braden Mitchell. State champion, Connor Castillo. State champion, CJ Durden. And if I could have the rest of our GHSA traditional team state wrestling champions, please come on down. Young faces. Live as a team. Amen. Let's go, guys. Good job. Thank y'all so much for being here tonight. All the parents and community support, everybody here again. Thank you to the board, everything that you guys do. So thankful to be a part of Social Circle. I love this place. It means the world to me. Thank y'all.
Thank you, Coach. We are so proud of the program that you've built and all of the wonderful opportunities that our students have to grow in their leadership skills and their determination and their personal responsibility. You do amazing work with your entire program, and we appreciate it. Kids, you sure are lucky to be in school at Social Circle. You are. I also wanted to talk about another one of our teams that had a really great season, and that's our basketball team. And under the leadership of Coach Jackson, our high school boys basketball team had another successful season. They finished the season with an overall record of 17-11. They were undefeated in our region, and they were region champs. This is the program's second consecutive region championship and the second consecutive year of being undefeated in the region. 4 student athletes were recognized by the region. Quindarius Jackson named first team All-Region, Deshaun Hyman named second team All-Region, AJ Benson received honorable mention, and Lamarius Jackson was named Player of the Year. We are also so proud of this program, and we look forward to seeing many of them again next season. The document that Ms. Willis will be projecting shortly is the document that the board chair, vice chair, and I agreed to when I began the role of superintendent. And as I previously mentioned at prior meetings, my team and I have successfully completed or in progress toward the completion of all of the agreed upon items. We, this evening, shared the portrait of a graduate. We're actively working through our budgeting process. We've offered contracts to most of our current staff members, and we're interviewing for positions that are available for the next school year. We are consistently monitoring the implementation of the strategic plan, as well as our school improvement plans through our accountability system. We held a successful board retreat in January. We're in the process of reviewing and refining our district's safety and technology plans. We've challenged our board members to hold town hall meetings in their districts, and our principals have provided state of the school's presentation. We are making great progress toward building a new school as well, which is something that we're really excited to be able to tell you more about in the very near future. And all of these items happen with the support of our school board members. Without the support and the direction of our boards, we wouldn't be making the progress that we're making. And so our principals have put together a few thank you videos where they wanted to make sure that they had an opportunity to also thank our board members. And Mr. Hilton's name is ready.
Dear board members, happy Board Appreciation Month. As I speak to you today, some letters will appear on the screen, and then they will reveal a special message from the primary school. Why is for you. You are all special to Social Circle City Schools. O is for outstanding, and truly you are. U is for understanding what our school system needs. M is for making great decisions that positively impact our schools. A is for accepting change and growth. K is for your kindness. E is for your energy and efforts with Social Circle City Schools. A is for amazing leaders on our board. D is for your dedication. I is for making informed decisions to make our school the best. F is for forward thinking for the future of our Social Circle City Schools. F is for being fantastic. E is for encouraging our school system to provide equitable education. R is for reaching for excellence for our students. E is for your exemplary work as a Social Circle City Schools board member. N is for nurturing new ideas for our school system. C is for your caring attitude for our school and community. E is for being an effective and efficient leader in our school system. Now please read the special message from Social Circle Primary School. And thank you for making a positive difference in our schools.
Hey, on behalf of Social Circle Elementary School, I want to take an opportunity to say thank you for being a board who keeps the main thing the main thing. And that is a focus on students. To show support for our students, you ensure that our students have access to high-quality teachers and educational programs as well as resources. When budget items come to the table, you consider the benefit for our students before you approve or disapprove. We also appreciate you believing and knowing the importance of keeping students in school as much as possible. The more students are here in the building, the more we can teach and reach them. We also appreciate you holding our school system to high academic standards by supporting our teachers and our staff. During community activities and events, it's great for the staff, the students, and the community to see you actively involved. Not only do we have high academic standards, but you also help to ensure transparency, accountability, and ongoing communication. Each month, at every board member meeting, your willingness to have student success celebrated is a great example of supporting a positive learning environment. Social Circle schools have a lot to celebrate, and is a tribute
contributed to a supportive board that is willing to do what it takes to create success. When you see a need, you move forward. One thing I know we're really looking forward to is the new school. Thank you for looking out for us and for helping make us a school that empowers students with an excellent and equitable education, ensuring that every child we serve has access to the knowledge and skills needed to become mindful, productive, and empowered citizens. Here at SES, we are popping because you are ridiculously amazing. Thank you.
Greetings, school board members. On behalf of the students and staff at Social Circle Middle School, I would like to personally thank each of you for your commitment towards excellence and continuous improvement. From the countless hours that you sacrifice to the selfless service that you provide to our community, you are the foundation that allows our schools to be the best that they can be. Because of your continued commitment towards student success, students graduate from Social Circle with the knowledge and skills to be successful in all of their future endeavors. In addition to expressing my sincere gratitude for your service to our school district, our students here at SCMS would also like to show their support and appreciation for all you do on a daily basis. Thank you.
Hope you guys are doing well. Just wanted to say happy Board Appreciation Month to you. I am very grateful to go to work here and go to work for you guys. What I have learned over the years, and it's become very apparent, is that you love the kids here, the school system here, and that you'll do anything to help us to be successful. And you don't see that everywhere. And so I just want to say a big thank you. Listen, I get to see you guys. Some of you as parents of kids in the school, some of you in the concession stand, some of you at ball games. But the one thing that is consistent is that you're always willing to jump in and help. You always want to know what we need, and you're always willing to make sure that the faculty, the staff, and the students have what they need here to be successful. So just want to say a big thank you to you guys. Thank you for always supporting us, and always making sure that we have what we need.
So as you picked today night to come. Thank you, Dr. Brewer. Next on our agenda, we have the public participation part, and then there's no one here to speak tonight, so we'll move right along. I'll turn it back over to Dr. Brewer for our special recognition section.
So this is another great part of our meeting where we have an opportunity to hear about students where the staff members of the school have identified them as doing really excellent work, and their principals are here to recognize that work. And so first, I would like to welcome Ms. Darlene Favors, our primary school principal, to the podium. She's going to give us some great information about Brooks Foreman.
Good evening, everyone. I am so delighted to be able to recognize our star student from the primary school. And Brooks has been a part of our school system since kindergarten. And I have asked each of his teachers to share with me on why they feel that Brooks should have been chosen as our star student. So Ms. Magnus was Brooks' kindergarten teacher, and this is what Ms. Magnus said about Brooks. Brooks has the sweetest heart. He is kind and caring towards others. I could count on him to listen and follow directions. He was a role model for the other students, and he always did his best. I am so proud of him for being recognized as the star student for our school. Ms. Bramlett said, first grade, Brooks is a true example of what an MVP entails. He included everyone in games, encouraged others, had a positive attitude, worked hard, and was and remains an all-around great kid. Brooks is a very loving boy to this day. I am proud to have him represent our school. Brooke is also a gifted student in our Discovery program. So I asked Ms. Johnson what she'd like to say. She said, I've had the privilege of teaching Brooks in our Discovery class. I watched him grow in so many ways. It has been inspiring to watch him become so confident in himself. He doesn't back down from challenging tasks. Instead, he takes risks and doesn't stop until he is successful. Brooks is also a leader with such a gentle and kind spirit. And lastly, Miss Atha. Miss Atha was Brooks' Brooks' second grade teacher, and this is what she had to say about Brooks. Brooks consistently exhibits positive teamwork skills. He has the biggest heart and does an excellent job at cheering on his classmates. He shows leadership skills when collaborating with others, quick to include his peers when working as a team, and encourages them through the process. I know his peers look up to him as a leader and a light in our classroom. So as I was listening and reading the comments that the teachers had to say, I heard a lot of the same things coming from each one of them. So at this time, I would like to say, keep shining, Brooks. We are so very proud of you. Please help me in congratulating Brooks Foreman as our star student for the primary school.
And next, we're looking forward to hearing from Dr. Maria Hargrove, principal at our elementary school.
Good evening, everyone. It is my privilege tonight to recognize Connor Peters, who is a fourth grader at Social Circle Elementary School. You know how each month at the board meetings, I like to tell you how my interaction goes with the students when I give them this honor, because it's one of the many positive conversations that I have with students. But when I call them to my office and they're not really sure what's going on, they come around the corner just sneaking. And so Connor comes in and I say, all right, Connor, I got good news. You're going to be recognized in the whole school as Social Circle Elementary star student, your champ behavior. And he's like, really? And I said, yes. And I'm going to call your mama and let her know. Do y'all have anything going on this Thursday? Do you think you're going to be able to make it? He says, well, I think mama's got to work, but when she finds out something big like this, she's going to get somebody to work for her. So I know that they're super proud of Connor. But when I called Miss Peters, I said, can I speak to Miss Mandy Peters? And she says, this is her. I said, this is Maria Hargrove, principal of the... Oh no, this isn't good. The principal's calling. And I'm like, no, Miss Mandy, this is a good phone call. Connor's doing excellent things, and we can't wait to honor him at our Board of Education meeting on Thursday night. So these are some of the things that his fourth grade teacher said about him. So Miss McGowan has to say these things, Connor. Connor is a well-rounded student who demonstrates the qualities of champ behavior on a daily basis. He is always willing to help a friend as he sets a positive example inside and outside of the classroom. He is fair and honest and treats people the way he wants to be treated, and that's with respect. He also has an outstanding sense of humor and always has a smile and a positive word for everyone. He possesses the characteristics of a great leader, as he is someone students can look up to. Connor is a great role model and is deserving of this honor. Love, Miss McGowan. And Miss Jones, Miss Ansley Jones says, this young man exemplifies what it means to be a leader in the classroom and in the school. He always has the best attitude. He is a fantastic math student and has a true sense of numbers. He likes to think outside the box and loves a mathematical challenge. He graciously helps other students who are having a difficult time by demonstrating to them how to solve problems. He is just an all-around great young man. I couldn't be more proud of Connor. This is a well-deserved award for him. At this time, help me honor Connor Peters. Congratulations.
And next, we'd like to hear from Dr. Ryan Clark, principal at our middle school.
Good evening, everyone. At this time, I would like to call Parker Herring down as we celebrate you for being our Social Circle Middle School's Star Student of the Month. And as Parker's walking towards the podium, I'm going to read a word from his teachers on why you were selected, Parker. So Parker has been selected as Social Circle Middle School's March Student of the Month for his outstanding achievement, citizenship, and leadership. Parker gives 110% each and every day, not only to better himself, but also to better our school. He learns from his mistakes, which are few and far between, because of his diligence. From serving as the junior band club president to a role model student inside and outside the classroom, Parker has demonstrated he has the skills to be successful in all of his future endeavors. If you'll please join me in congratulating Parker for Social Circle Middle School's Star Student of the Month.
Thank you, Dr. Clark. And next, we're going to hear from Mr. Tim Armstrong, principal at our high school.
Good evening. I wanted to do something a little bit non-traditional tonight. It's my pleasure to introduce you to a group of students. I've been working for a while with the Walton Youth Project, but recently they brought a project back to Social Circle. These amazing young men and women saw their peers in need, and they're working to find a solution. Tonight I've invited them to come up and tell you a little bit about their program. So Mr. Rico Sheets, Mr. Dion Colquitt, Ms. Libby Payne, and Ms. Shelby Copeland, and Ms. Tish Fannin, you guys will come on down.
Thank you, Mr. Armstrong, for inviting us, and thank you to the board for hosting us. I am Tisha Finn, and I'm the director for the Walton Youth Project. We started about 15 years ago as the youth development arm for the Partnership for Families, Children, and Youth. We've had several notable alumni from Social Circle. Anderson Bird, who is the son of our board member and your board member, Sabrina Sanford Flint. He served with us. But the mission of the board, our team board anyway, is to design and implement grassroots initiatives in the community based on need. So that's what we're doing at Social Circle right now, and I'm going to throw it over to Shelby, who's going to be the first to tell you guys what we have going on at your school. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Shelby Bowden, and I want to share a little bit about why we decided to bring the Walton Youth Project to Social Circle. After participating, we wanted to bring this same event back to Social Circle High School. We met with Mr. Armstrong, Ms. Holton, Ms. Harris, and Ms. Finn to get started. A lot of teens our age are going through different things in their life and need a positive place to conversate with people who will understand them better. Also, some teens don't know how to channel their stress and anxiety to turn it into something positive. Being amongst their peers can really help them come out of their self-destruct mode, especially during things with schoolwork that is not provoking stress. After COVID, a lot of schools were closed down and a lot of people were isolated, so it was hard to come back to school and build those relationships again. Not everyone built them back. Sometimes having hard talks and doing something you enjoy around people the same age as you is the only way some people will feel not isolated.
Hey, my name is Rico. Me and Dion.
I'm Dion, and
we wanted to tell y'all a little about our event that did today. We had our second event today, which consisted of 4 options: executive functioning, safe place area, tactile, and a get moving area.
so our executive functioning room is basically homework help. Today we had a rocket book tutorial from UGA Presidential Scholar and Biomedical Engineering major, and he uses the rocket book extensively for his courses. It's basically a little journal. It has a barcode at the bottom. You write down stuff with like an erasable pen, and then you take a picture of the barcode, and you have all the notes that you wrote down on your phone, and you can email them, put them on Google Drive. You can send them to your friends if you were taking notes for someone, whatever. It just makes things really easy. Our safe space, we had resiliency training with the Strategic Philanthropy Program Manager from Athens Area Community.
The tactile, we had snacks and crafts. We decorated cookies, and we got the turkey at the camera with teamwork members and stuff, and the get moving. We had a frisbee dog and a rescue kitten, and you just got to talk outside with them.
Hi, I'm Libby. We chose the events because they would make people who came feel comfortable. Comfortable in the sense it is easy to talk. One of our goals for this project in general is to get people talking and how they feel or opening up. So we chose events that would be easy to talk. For example, we had kittens and dogs that relax, look within yourself. They made participants feel comfortable opening up to us. The animals make people feel relaxed and help them unwind. This week's main one is candle making and delivering cookies. They will help feel a sense of calmness due to them being kind of distracted by making candles and baking cookies. We'll be hosting our next event on Thursday, April 13th, and we'd love to invite you to join us.
Before we give it back to Mr. Armstrong, I would just like to thank him personally and everyone on the school board, everyone for giving us this opportunity. Mental health is such an important cause, and I feel like if we attack it at the root, then there's no telling what we can do. So just thank you to everyone who let us do this.
These young men and women to be able to share what they've been doing. Oftentimes we get people that come to us with problems, and it's really exciting when kids see a problem with their peers and they're willing to come up with a solution, and not just come up with a solution, but really put the hard work into making the solution become a reality. And so I'm just very proud of the work they've been doing. I'm glad we got a chance to hear a little about it tonight.
And we're so proud of all of the ways that you've demonstrated leadership and communication and collaboration. You're doing exactly those things that we're talking about with our Portrait of a Graduate that we want to make sure our students are capable of doing so they'll be successful at whatever career it is that they choose in the future. Thank you so much. turn it back over to Chairman County.
Wow. Aren't we blessed in the community with this much to celebrate, and so thankful for all of what our students are doing. And thanks everybody for coming out tonight. And we're going to take about a 3-minute break, and you're welcome to come back to the business part of our meeting. You're also welcome to go. I really appreciate you coming. Next on the agenda is the finance section. I'd like to ask our CFO, Mr. Crow.
Good evening. Tonight presented is the January 2023 financial report. With 58% of the fiscal year complete, we have received 60% of general fund budgeted revenues, and we've spent 62% of general fund budgeted expenditures. If you look at our revenue, we have received 95% of our local tax revenue, so all of that has come in for majority in January. Other local revenue is at 7%. This is our intergovernmental agreements with Walton and Newton. Both of those have been invoiced and they're due to be received in March. Currently, expenditures exceed revenue by a little over $500,000, and this will even out more as we get that intergovernmental revenue. Encumbrances for the general fund total $244,000. Next, we have our special revenue funds. Total awards currently for fiscal year 23 are right at $4 million. Expenditures related to federal awards for January totaled $120,000. Encumbrances for our special revenue funds total $181,000. And next we have our school food service fund. We're at 68% of budgeted revenues and 70% of budgeted expenditures. In January, we served 30,084 meals. I would like to highlight the addition of a smoothie and frozen yogurts at our middle high school campus. These have been a great hit with our students as well as our staff. Currently, expenditures exceed revenues by $25,000. I would like to point out, while we are seeing great gains in our meal participation at our schools, food costs still remain quite high. So we're trying to manage those between food and labor costs. But currently we have a small deficit in that fund. Encumbrances for the school food service fund total $2,000. Lastly, we have our SPLOST fund. SPLOST collections received in January for December collections totaled $223,000 for Walton County. This is an 18% increase from the prior year, and $3,070 for Newton County. This is a 13% increase. Encumbrances for the SPLOST fund total $158,000. Are there any questions?
Hearing none, do I have a motion to approve the financial report for January 23 as presented by Ms. Cross? So moved. Have a second.
I second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed, please say aye. The financial report for January 23 is approved unanimously.
And next we have our update on our Freshway change for schools. In January, collections totaled $2,099.83. This was allocated to each school for fine arts. This brings the total program to date to $136,339.
Thank you, Ms. Cross. Next item on the agenda are new business action items. The first one is our superintendent is recommending a construction professional for our new elementary school and transportation facility. The recommendation is Carroll Dam Construction Company. Would you like to add anything to that?
We are excited about the opportunity to work with Carroll Daniel. They held up to a very rigorous process where we had the opportunity for companies to respond to our request for proposals. And we indicated in our request for proposals what the criteria would be as we selected companies. We had an opportunity for companies to come in and ask questions of the architect and also of the school system. And they had an opportunity to submit their proposals. And we had a committee that evaluated the proposals based on the criteria that we set. We invited 2 companies to come back and make the presentations for us. And then the committee unanimously selected Carroll Daniel as the construction.
Thank you, Dr. Dorr. Do I have a motion to accept the superintendent's recommendation for the construction company for the new elementary school and transportation facility to be Carroll Daniel Construction Company? So moved. Do I have a second?
I second.
Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed, please say aye. Chosen Carol Daniel Construction Company. Unanimously. Next action item is the fiscal year 24 tuition rate. And our superintendent recommending that we approve the total of $3,384 to the tuition rate for 24 for out-of-district students, which is a decrease of $29 from the prior year, right?
Correct.
I have a motion to accept this recommendation from our superintendent. Do I have a second?
I second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed, please say aye. Motion carries unanimously. That is the fiscal year 24 tuition rate. Next item on the agenda is executive session. Do I have a motion to exit the regular session and go into executive session to discuss personnel and real estate? Do I have a second?
I second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed, please say aye. Motion carries unanimously. I don't expect this to take very long. Thank you. I have a motion to exit executive session and re-enter regular session. So moved. I have a second.
I second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Anyone opposed, please say aye. Back in regular session unanimously. We have some personnel recommendations from our superintendent. We're going to take certified first. Continuing employment for the 23-24 school year. We have Annette Bennett Middle School and Jennifer Lake Elementary School. I have a motion to accept these recommendations from our superintendent. I have a second.
I second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed, please say aye. Those personnel recommendations are accepted unanimously. We have one resignation to recommended by our superintendent to be effective at the end of the school year, and that's for our longtime principal at our primary school, Darlene Favors. I have a motion to accept this resignation recommendation from our superintendent. I have a second.
I second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Anyone opposed, please say aye. The recommendation is accepted unanimously. Next, we have a classified recommendation from our superintendent for continued employment for the 23-24 school year, and that's for Kayla Kitchens, registrar at the high school. I have a motion to accept this recommendation from our superintendent. I have a second.
I second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Anyone opposed, please say aye. The motion carries unanimously. And the last personnel recommendation we have is for a slate of substitute teachers. As recommended by our superintendent, we have Amber Fitzgibbon, Shenrika Walker, Lori Barlow, and Allison Arenas. I have a motion to accept these substitute teacher recommendations from our superintendent. I have a second.
I second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Anyone opposed, please say aye. Motion carries unanimously. The substitute teachers are accepted unanimously. And next, I have a motion to adjourn. I have a second.
I second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Anyone opposed, please say aye. Motion carries unanimously.